Something happens between men and women that no one dares to name. A quiet exchange of power, unspoken, instinctive, ancient. It's not romance, it's not chance, it's psychology. Every glance, every pause, every silence reveals who leads and who follows. The man who governs himself controls the frame. The one who values himself higher sets the rules. In this video, we'll uncover the 7 psychological laws that shape attraction, respect, and control. Why women test, why men lose power without realizing it, and how presence becomes the ultimate weapon in human connection. This isn't manipulation, it's awareness. It's the truth behind every spark, every argument, every pull between the masculine and the feminine. 7 laws, 1 reality. Let's begin. Law 1. The person who values themselves higher and is prepared to walk away always holds the frame. In relationships, the balance of power quietly follows one rule. The person who values himself higher and who is prepared to walk away first holds the frame. It's not a trick. It's not cruelty. It's a simple axis of human decision-making. When one side is less emotionally dependent, when one heart is steadier under strain, the entire rhythm of the relationship changes. How does that show up? You'll see it in the pauses, in who reaches out first, in who becomes louder when things get hard. You'll feel it in who loses themselves to keep the peace, and who keeps their shape. If you want to be the man who holds the frame, it begins with valuing yourself higher than the fear of loss. Not by punishment, not by games, but by clear boundaries and unshakable standards. Say what you mean, and mean what you say. This doesn't work for me. I will not communicate this way. Those words, spoken calmly, are not a weapon. They are a boundary. A line that says, I respect myself enough to keep my peace. Watch for dependence. Notice who always writes first, who needs constant reassurance, who measures love by attention rather than by respect. When you recognize emotional dependence, you don't exploit it. You respond with steadiness. You keep your distance long enough to let truth emerge. Presence beats performance. The man who does not beg for validation, who does not contort himself to fit someone else's fleeting needs, wins nothing by cruelty, but everything by authenticity. There is one more truth. In the dance of love and power, whoever invests far more, emotionally, materially, cognitively, will feel more exposed. Not weaker by nature, but vulnerable by investment. That's why balance matters. Cultivate self-sufficiency. Diversify your meaning. Keep your life full beyond one person. That prevents collapse when the storm comes. Here are the mistakes most men make. Coming back too quickly after being treated poorly. Letting need rewrite their standards. Apologizing for holding a boundary. When you return to a place that cost you peace, you reshape the map. You become dependent, and dependence hands power away. So how do you put this into practice, honorably and effectively? 1. Know your non-negotiables and name them calmly. 2. Hold your time like a currency, spend it with care. 3. Build emotional breadth, friends, work, purpose, so one relationship isn't your world. 4. Use absence as clarity, not as punishment. Create healthy space so truth reveals itself. 5. Be prepared to leave if respect is traded for games, not to hurt, but to preserve your integrity. When you live this way, you stop performing. You stop bargaining for approval. You become a steady presence, quiet but magnetic. And that steadiness is what people feel as leadership. It's what women register before they can explain it. Law 2. The one who loves less rules. Domination in relationships is never about who talks louder. It's about who feels less. The one who is less emotionally invested quietly governs the entire dynamic. When you care less, you think clearer. When you feel less, you act freer. And in every bond between man and woman, the one who can walk away first is the one who sets the terms. You see, emotions are leverage. The person drowning in feelings will always fight to keep what they fear losing, while the one who can detach becomes the gravity the other orbits around. That's why, in every male-female connection, power naturally flows toward the one who can say, without hesitation, "I value myself more than this moment. I'll leave before I betray my peace." That sentence alone rewires the energy between you, because she instantly feels it, that you are not afraid of her absence. And the moment she senses you could vanish without warning, her mind starts to chase what her heart can't control. Here's the brutal truth most men never face. Someone always loves more. Someone always loves less. And the one who loves less leads. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop collapsing. You keep your center, your silence, your direction. You stop performing for approval. You stop competing for attention. You stay calm when she tests, detached when she retreats, silent when she tries to provoke reaction, because you've already mastered your own emotions. Love, without balance, becomes submission, and no woman truly respects a man who has made her his entire reason to breathe. Respect is born where scarcity lives, when your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. So if you want her to admire you, don't prove your love. Prove your independence. Let your peace be louder than your passion. Let her feel that you choose her, not that you need her. Because the one who can love without losing himself is the one she'll never stop trying to understand. Law 3. The power of self-sufficiency. The one who dominates in a relationship is the one who remains self-sufficient. Not cold, not detached, but whole. You see, dependency is the silent assassin of masculine power. When every emotion you feel, every mood you carry, every rise and fall in your day depends on a single woman, you've already surrendered the throne. True power lives in a man whose happiness is diversified, whose identity is built on many pillars, not one. Purpose, brotherhood, creation, challenge, growth. When your energy flows through multiple rivers, no single stream can drown you. Most men collapse because they gamble all their emotions on one card, her. They make her the center of their gravity, and when she pulls away, their entire world tilts and falls. But the man who holds multiple sources of fulfillment cannot be shaken. He's in control because his peace doesn't depend on her smile. His life moves with or without her approval. And ironically, that's the moment she starts chasing him, because now he's scarce, emotionally unavailable in the most magnetic way. And here's the paradox. To keep your desire for a woman alive, she must keep her own self-sufficiency too. If you destroy her independence completely, if you make her orbit around you, you'll lose interest, because attraction dies in total dependency. Two complete beings orbiting each other, that's what keeps the tension alive. That's what keeps respect intact. And that's what makes domination natural, not forced. So remember this. Never let all your strongest emotions depend on one person. Stay grounded in your mission, your movement, your higher game. That's not distance, that's balance. Because only the man who doesn't need her is the one she'll never stop needing. 4. The law of investment. The one who dominates is the one who invests less, and the one who depends is the one who invests more. Every relationship is a balance sheet of emotional resources. Time, attention, effort, validation, care. Whoever spends the most becomes the debtor. Whoever spends the least becomes the prize. That's not cynicism. That's the raw economics of human attachment. The more you pour into something, the more it owns you. The higher the cost, the harder it is to walk away. This is why a man must never start by overgiving. Never shower her with effort she hasn't earned. Every message, every gesture, every gift must be a reward, not a bid for approval. Because when she invests more, when she texts first, opens up first, reaches out first, she becomes psychologically anchored. Her brain starts to justify the effort. If I'm giving this much, he must be worth it. That's the hidden mechanism of desire. People don't fall for what's free, they fall for what costs them something. So here's the rule. Always make sure she invests slightly more than you. Not in money, in emotion, in attention, in energy. Let her reach out first sometimes. Let her plan the meeting. Let her wonder if she's done enough to keep your focus. You see, Domination isn't about taking. It's about balancing the exchange. It's about understanding that value flows towards scarcity. The one who gives too easily loses gravity. The one who gives wisely builds control. Never give your resources without purpose. Give only when she's earned it, through loyalty, respect, and effort, because what's freely given is rarely respected, but what's earned becomes sacred. This is the quiet algorithm of power. Less investment, more control. More control, deeper respect. And when you master this law, you stop chasing love and start commanding it. 5. The law of evaluation. The one who dominates is the one who evaluates. Every interaction is a silent test of value. Most men spend their time being evaluated, hoping they measure up. But the moment you become the one who evaluates, you flip the entire dynamic. Why? Because judgment flows downward, and whoever sets the standard holds the power. When you assign meaning, even subtly, a nickname, a smirk, a pause before you respond, you place yourself above the frame. The act of naming alone creates hierarchy. That's why when you give a woman a unique nickname, something only you call her, you instantly raise your status in her mind. She becomes the one being observed, categorized, understood, and you become the one doing the measuring. But here's the key most men miss. Evaluation must be dynamic. It can't always be praise, and it can't always be criticism. Both extremes create boredom or resentment. Real mastery lives in contrast. You must stretch the emotional spectrum. Praise her when she earns it. Withdraw approval when she slips. That wave of uncertainty keeps the attraction alive, because the human brain values what it can't fully predict. Women don't just crave constant validation, they crave calibration. The feeling of being read, challenged, mirrored, and emotionally moved. Your words don't just describe her, they define her experience. Too much sweetness, she gets numb. Too much pressure, she resists. But when you balance both, admiration and accountability, she feels the rarest emotion of all, respect. So remember, to evaluate is to lead. To lead is to define. And once you define her reality, you no longer compete for her attention. You command it. 6. The law of status. Dominance in its purest form is hierarchy made flesh. It's not what you say. It's the invisible ranking that every human being feels but rarely names. Walk into any room and watch. Some men bend unconsciously, others straighten. It's the quiet weight of status, and whoever carries it rules. A woman doesn't fall for status because she's shallow. She falls for it because it signals safety, power, and inevitability. The man with status doesn't ask for loyalty. He becomes the gravity she orbits. But status is not just money. Money is a prop. Status is the sum of everything you've built. Your wealth, your knowledge, your experience, your discipline, your scars. The network that would move for you if you called. The reputation that follows you when you enter a space. It's the signal that says, I have options. I have leverage. I don't need you to survive. That signal is ancient. Women read it the way sailors read the sky. It's in your posture, your timing, your stillness when others rush. It's in how you dress, how you stand, how you speak without over-explaining. It's in how you live a life she can step into, but not easily control. And here's the key. Status must be felt, not flaunted. Bragging lowers it. Silence raises it. A man of true hierarchy doesn't parade his advantages. He lets her discover them piece by piece until she realizes she's standing in a different ecosystem entirely. This is why your position must always stay higher. Not to belittle her, but to keep polarity alive. Two equals attract like siblings. Hierarchy creates desire. She cannot surrender to what she perceives as her mirror. She only surrenders to what she perceives as above. Status isn't something you post. It's something you become. Every page you read, every skill you master, every battle you survive adds to the invisible throne you carry inside. By the time she notices it, it's too late. She's already responding to it. That's real dominance. No threats, no tricks, just status as an aura so strong that the frame of the entire interaction bends around you. Law 7. The man who cannot be bent. Every woman tests, not because she is cruel, but because she must know. Again and again she will push, probe, press, trying to bend the man beside her. It's instinct. It's survival. She needs proof that she stands with a man who cannot be broken. And this is the final law. The one who cannot be bent rules. The man who fears loss compromises. The man who fears loss explains, pleads, negotiates. He leaks his power in tiny drops until nothing is left. And in that moment, she knows he is not the one. But the man who stands, even under pressure, even under threat of losing her, is the man she cannot escape, because his worth does not depend on her staying. His respect does not depend on her mood. His standards are not suggestions. They are law. This does not mean cruelty. This does not mean noise. It means consequence. You state your boundary once. You enforce it once. And if it is crossed, you remove your presence like oxygen from a room. That absence is louder than any punishment. That void is what teaches her reality. She will test again, and you will hold the frame again. Not because you are playing games, but because you live this way. Because you know your value exists outside any single person. A man who fears nothing cannot be manipulated. A man who fears nothing cannot be bent. A man who fears nothing does not need to dominate. Dominance flows to him because he is unmovable. This is the last law, the law of the unbendable. Be the man who can walk away without flinching. Be the man whose standards are not for sale. Be the man she tests and finds solid every time. The one who cannot be bent becomes the one she cannot stop following. She doesn't follow charm. She follows strength. And when a man stands firm, everything else adjusts around him. This isn't a game. It's law. The one who controls himself controls everything. 7 laws, 1 reality. You either lead or you get led.